So I wanted to show you how I set up for rock painting and some of the supplies that I use. First and foremost, I have paintbrushes of all sizes and shapes, flat, round, small, large. I would say for a typical rock, having, you know, a medium-sized flat brush and maybe different sizes of flat brushes. Large, medium, and small would be enough. Just lots of rocks that I have collected when I've been out and about, and then a cheap little hair dryer. I have a lot of different colors of acrylic paint, so it's a water-based paint, and that's what I like to use for larger surface areas if I'm painting an entire rock a certain color. But normally speaking, if I have a rock that I just found, I'll wash it in the sink, get all the dirt off of it, and when it's dry, I'll put some type of white. It does not have to be this. This is called gesso, but you can also, I've heard people use white spray paint. This is just a white painting ground. Basically, if you put, it's kind of like you prime your rock so that anything you put on your rock is brighter and stays on better. So once the gesso dries, then I will either put some, more acrylic paint on the rock, or if it's a smaller rock with small designs, one thing that I absolutely love is all of these Posca pens. I have quite a collection, and these are acrylic paint pens. So they're called Posca. You can find them on Amazon. These ones here are PC3M. I have in almost every color, and I realized when I wanted to do smaller designs that those are just a tad bit too large. So then I got these smaller ones, and these are a PC1M. So these are more fine tip, and so they kind of go on like a Sharpie, but they are actually acrylic paint inside these pens, and they're just lovely. So the blow dryer is for drying in between. So like, let's say I just put gesso on a rock and I'm ready to go with it. I might dry it, and then I might put a layer of paint, whichever color I want, and then I'll dry it, and then I might do a design with the smaller pens. I have these lovely little, these are just nails in a board, so that when a rock, it's hard when a rock is still a tad bit wet and you want to flip it over, this is a really nice surface because it doesn't really ruin your design. And then just a cup for water. And then once you have the rock painted, so cleaned, prepped, painted, and dried and everything, then you want to seal the rock. And I have two different types of sealers. I like the indoor and outdoor sealers because I like to have rocks available for my lovely plants outside. Speaking of which, this is my favorite place to paint because I just sit by the window and look outside of the Space Needle and all my little plants and birds, and I play lovely music. But this here is a gloss indoor outdoor. Got it at Fred Meyer. Gloss finish, so it finishes really shiny. This one is a satin finish, same brand, Fred Meyer. It finishes a little more matte. There is also just a matte gloss that doesn't have any shine at all. But for instance, like I did this, my dad gave me this round rock. I thought it was kind of cool, and Earth Day is coming up, and so I painted the earth on it. But this is the gloss finish, so it's pretty shiny. And then a couple of them that I did recently are a satin finish. My dad gave me, I just had to do, because my dad gave me these random rocks that were like perfect shapes. So that's a satin finish, so it still has a little bit of gloss. So what I did is I washed this rock, then I put gesso on it, and then I painted it yellow. So the whole rock is painted yellow. And then I actually also used acrylic for the larger stripes. And then you see the fine tips. Those are with my paint pens. Oh, and the dots. Yes, I have to tell you about the dots, depending on how much you get into this, because dots on rocks, if you look up mandala, I got these on Amazon, and they have all different sizes of dotting tools. So you can look up on Pinterest or online of how to use dotting tools for your rocks. It's really fun. An apron for painting, paper plates or plastic for the paint, and then an old rag to dab off water. Those are really your essentials. So I just want to give you that little tutorial.